Yeah. Monday. Yeah. Monday. When you yellin', you the man, they need proof. Nightmares of the bottom as I stand on the roof. Dirty rubber bands switching hands in the coop. Went and found a money tree and started chopping at the root. Now that's your proof, as you know.
Straight from the dirt, I got that work, I got that merch, I got that doctrine. I get the spittin', and niggas your church. I think I'm Weezy, I think I'm Juvie, BG Manny and Turk, light up the perk. I hit the stage, and they go berserk, straight from the dirt. Getting through the storm was the norm. We were never fazed by the scary weather. Yeah, from the night to my dawn, all the way to them days out in Marietta. Let me talk on this beat, can you hear me better? Yeah, if not, cool, forget it.
Why did the name change from Righteous to Matt Monday?
I changed from Righteous to Matt Monday just for branding, just to make it more easy. When I was doing Righteous, it was RIGHCHUS, and to search it, unless you knew who I was, it was a little more difficult to locate me online. So I went to something simple like Matt Monday. That was a nickname I already had because I would have piano lessons on Mondays. So my mother would remind me, like, you got piano lessons on Monday. She like, Matt on Monday. I turned into Matt Monday. So I just kept it. It was cool, it was easy. It's how it sounds, and you can find it easier.
So was it more of a, you're changing from an artist to a different artist, so the sound is the same?
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, it's definitely a rebrand, and I think the music kind of transitioned as well, unknowingly. Like I didn't like purposely say I'm gonna change my name. When I change my name, I'm gonna change like my music, but it kind of like happened naturally because it's growth. So how I rap as Righteous, you know, inevitably would be different than how I rap as Matt Monday, and that's what happened.
Okay. So going back, you graduated from SOA as a theater major. Did that benefit you in the music industry, or do you feel like that kind of helped guide you through?
Yes, in a huge way, because me and one of my partners always make jokes that people who go to SOA have like a different like charisma and a different way that they kind of move creatively, and I think that's very true. It definitely helped me with stage presence. It helped me with just how to conduct myself with, as far as professionalism in the art world, and just kind of pushing myself forward, being a creative. But yeah, it definitely helped.
And as far as stage presence is concerned, I'm glad you touched on that. How important, because as a rapper, I mean, you guys really don't do too much. So how is stage presence really important to come across to your audience, as far as connecting?
I feel like when you create music and when you're trying to perform the music, you got to be expressive as possible outside of the words and outside of like the melody, outside the instrumental. So when you're making music, you genuinely have to use your whole body to express, like kind of get the point across, kind of get the emotion and the feeling across. So it's different. There's a difference with someone who has stage presence and they're performing, and you can kind of feel what they're saying based on looking at them and hearing the music, versus someone who doesn't. When you hear the music and you feel it, but they're just kind of stagnant. So it makes a difference.
Okay, cool. This time last year, you were working with Sony Digital, and what was that like working with a super producer?
Sonny was it was dope. It was a learning experience because I had never worked with someone to that caliber as far as accomplishments, artistically. It taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. It kind of got me back into producing myself, just kind of being around him and seeing the process of which he created music and the process at which like I created was very similar, and it kind of gave me, I don't want to say the confidence, but kind of like the drive to kind of go ahead, let me start producing my stuff so I can have more control. Because I would see, cause this is when he started making his music again, and just seeing the control he had over like everything. So like his releases, you don't have to wait nobody to get beats. You don't have to, you can write a song and you already know what the whole record is going to be. It was definitely inspiring, at least that part, and that was something that I really wanted to get back into.
When you yelling, you the man, they need proof. Nightmares of the bottom as I stand on the roof. Yeah. Dirty rubber band, switching hands in the coop. Went and found a money tree and started chopping at the root. Now that's your proof, is you know. Yeah. Look. It's you know who. Yeah. Look. It's you know who, it's you know. Monday digital, we cross the Atlas. Just got a debit card, but keep my money in the mat.
So, yeah, it was dope.
And I was reading something on your Instagram post, and you were talking about, producing, and you went back to how you learned to make beats. Mm-hmm. So, is Filthy 2 completely produced by you, or is it a great deal of it produced by you?
All of it. The whole thing is produced by me. There's a lot of co-production from Black Dave, who mixed it, and because I'm not that great. I wasn't that great at 808s. I'm actually really good now. But when I first started, he was kind of teaching me Machine Jam, because that's the program that he had. And I learned making beats I learned recording in Cubase. I learned making beats on Reason and Fruity Loops. That's what we started on. He had the jam, so the idea was the same. It was just navigating through the software. So once I learned how to navigate through the software, I was off to the races, and I knocked out the whole total time. It probably about 2 months I did the whole thing. So just producing, writing, and recording. I recorded it too, recording myself. Hey. Oh, there we go. Hey.
So as an artist, do you feel like, knowing all the ins and outs is really important? Just so you have to cut the middleman out sometimes.
Yes, because I'm not patient. I'm patient, but certain things I'm not patient on. And I don't like waiting on people for something to get done just because there's a demand and how fast like this business moves now, especially with attention spans being shorter. You have to consistently deliver content. So I'm like, if I can write it, produce it, record it, all I gotta do is get it mixed mastered. I can get it out to the people quicker versus waiting on a producer to send you track outs, waiting to get studio time, waiting, to find somebody who can record you if you can't record yourself. It's over for that. So it definitely gave me more control, even not over how the music sounds, but just how I can release it, at the pace I can release it. Because we actually made Filthy while we were waiting on the Sunny album that came out. These are 2 different albums. So the Sunny album is a whole nother album, and then Filthy we made while we were just kind of waiting on the business of the Sunny album to get settled. And so, yeah.
She says, what I do for you to play me? And I just said it wasn't like that. Yeah, she poured her heart out to me in a letter she had wrote the week before, but I ain't write back. Leaving on the weekends to show devotion. 100% women, 90% emotion.
With all that, as far as moving and having your own control, you were recently named the top rapper of Charleston.
Hey.
So, how does that feel? Is it pressure, no pressure? What do you feel like? Like, what does that title mean to you?
It means something to me. It means something that someone's recognizing me as like an artist who's working, and an artist where they appreciate what I do. Like someone appreciates what I sit in here and do. And if it's just 5 people, if it's 500 people, that means a lot, because I'm gonna create regardless, because that's just a lifestyle. I'm not creating for like to gain anything other than my own satisfaction of just loving to create. But when people recognize it and they acknowledge it, acknowledge, but when they appreciate it, it just means a little more, and it makes me want to create more.
All that commotion, bend the knees right now. I need more motion. Yeah. Let's get it.
So what is a typical day for Mad Monday?
It's a good question.
I mean, I try. This is my art. I'm not a rapper, but I'm an interviewer.
It's pretty good. A typical day, I get up around like 7 a.m. I had my bike. Somebody stole my bike, but I'm getting a new one. I go for like
downtown.
I go. Probably somebody from downtown stole it, but
You know what?
I go. I go take like a ride. I put my headphones, just ride out. I'll probably go to the gym. Go from there, get me a coffee. I come back. I do all my emails. I'll hop on the phone with my managers. I'll hop on the phone with Tawana and just kind of get like whatever's got going on. And then I'll probably make about 3 or 4 beats. I try to make like 3 or 4, maybe 5 beats on the days that I can. I have that time. If not, I'll probably go over to Dave's spot. We'll get like some mixing done on whatever we're working on. I hit him up, make sure he's up. Come back, do some light recording. I got a part-time at American Airlines because I get fire-ass benefits. I can fly wherever, so I go there if I'm working that day, but it's only like 4 hours a day, like a couple of days a week. And then I pretty much reach out. I'm at the point now where I utilize playlists, so I contact playlist curators. I used to do this with blogs and PR, but advice to any other artists who are trying to like be as independent as possible, the PR and blogs don't matter as much anymore versus you getting on playlists if you're trying to create a revenue stream. So I prioritize with like the biggest playlist to the bottom to the one that are lower, and I just reach out to them sending music. But I was doing independently. Now I'm with a distribution company that kind of does that, but I would just do that and just kind of drive plays up and maintain. Like I had a TuneCore and DistroKid. Delegate that money to whatever else I got going on. Like we got merch coming, so I'm getting merch together. I probably look at merch designs. I probably look at like t-shirts, print costs. Go get lunch. Come back, do some more recording, and then try to get up on the artwork. So that's like an average day. Just give or take some stuff. Just give or take some things. So yeah.
That's a lot. So how important is streaming for an artist who's getting out there as far as visual streaming, getting in those playlists, like to pretty much break out of here? How on your list or your scale of what's important, where does that fall?
Streaming is number 2. Quality is number 1, and I think they go hand in hand because the higher the quality, the easier the stream. When you have music that's extremely high quality, you don't need as much to market the music. It kind of markets itself. Like I had a song called 4 Man Department. We didn't really market that. We didn't push that. We had it on one. We got on one playlist. That's one of my songs that got on the least playlist, but it has the most plays. And it's pretty much because it's the quality of how we made the song. But it got on one playlist. But from there, I was just kind of like just jamming it at just different lower playlists. But still didn't make it, but the quality was good enough that people who heard it, they would either save it or they would send it to or share it.
I'm staying under.
Dear Amanda, I mean, where do I start? I put words together and pick them apart. I call it strategy, they call it art. They call it foolish, I just play my part. I just want that penetration to your heart, yeah. I just want that penetration to your...
Streaming is important because it is a consistent monthly revenue stream that can go into you creating other revenue streams. And then it's like you can take it for a month, whatever you made that month, put it into like some merch. The next month, put it into buying ads for to stream the song higher. So it's constant. It doesn't really stop as long as you have good quality, as long as you keep it going and constantly promoting it. So it's important because everybody ain't booking shows like that too locally, especially like here. It's not a lot of venues like that. Now it can work to you booking or having more people come to your shows, but I think as far as those who can't get shows heavily, those who want to get reach a bigger audience, streaming is it because everybody's right there. Spotify got 50 million people. So
Alright, speaking of streams, who do you stream? Who are your top 5 favorite artists off the top of your head? Don't offend anybody, no pressure, but pressure.
Every morning I stream Hot by Juvie. Like I play that every single morning. That's like how I start my day off. And then from there, it varies. It varies. Like this month, like last month I was streaming a lot of like Queen and a lot of Boston. Is a band called Boston. It's a big stadium band. This UK artist called Son, S-O-H-N. He's like this like Euro pop. I don't know how to describe him. St. John put out a tape. I'm streaming that new Lil Baby. I like that. That new Gunner. That's real dope. I was streaming some old Citizen Cope. I forgot which. It was the Clarence Greenwood recordings. I was streaming that like a lot. Just shit like that, like some old Johann Sebastian Bach. He's like a classical guy. He does pretty good like string melodies. I be like low key be jacking his string melodies sometimes. I just don't tell people. And I don't know. That's about average. The most I stream.
Okay, so who is Swim Click? How are you affiliated with Swim Click? What is it?
So Swim Click is just the IG handle, but the label is called Swim Records.
Okay.
Swim Records, which stands for, Swim's an acronym for Southern Wealthy Music, and I started in 2015 with 2 of my partners, and it's really hard than just putting out music. I went out and I found like investors, and I said, you know, I want to really create a label to have a platform for artists from Charleston who could like, who don't have like the best video quality, who don't have the best recording quality or opportunities to record, or don't know like how to maneuver in business. And not necessarily even to sign, just to like teach. Like initially, it wasn't really like I'm gonna go sign some artists. It was like, you need to learn publishing. All right, let me teach you how to do publishing. You need to learn like how to get your streams like algorithm right and get your page set up. Let me teach you how to do that. So it wasn't necessarily to sign people in the beginning. Now I'm at the point where the contacts have gotten right, that I actually want to like start like trying to find artists to like get back into artist development. And it started when I was in New York with Dame Dash, and he actually put the idea of like you need to start a label first to like teach and empower, and then from there, once you get that credibility, you can like sign people and then teach them and let them go on. So it was a joint venture with Blue Rock when it first started, and then I kind of like went off and actually ended up doing my own thing once Blue Rock dissolved. And it's an official label. Like I don't want people to think like we just saying Swim Click. Like that's like a legit label. We got merch, we got publishing, we have everything in order. So yeah, and that's why I'm dropping all my projects on Swim Records.
Okay, cool. So you have your record label and have all these other things going on and booking shows. And speaking of shows, you recently opened for Arrested Development. Mm-hmm. So what was that like? Arrested Development is huge to me. Like that was like my mom's favorite group. Like she still has their CD like vinyl. Yeah. So I was really upset I missed that. But what was that like? That experience?
It was actually fun, and I actually went in not like thinking it wasn't. I'm thinking like old school hip hop. Like I'm gonna just do it because I'm home. I like doing shows. Like I like trying different venues, and I like when people reach out to me to say, "Look, I want you to do shows." That means a lot to me. But I didn't expect it to be what it was. It was fun. Like I had a lot of fun. They're actually they have a great performance. They have a live band. They're really tight. And I respected it, and the crowd was really into it. It was like a very eclectic group of people as far as like demographic and age range and like ethnicity, race. It was a ton of people there. Like, and that I think it's called Airworm Music who put that on. They normally always sell out their old school hip hop shows, but I loved it. It was fun.
Okay, won't keep you too much longer. So, what do you think is stopping Charleston from having that breakout artist, like how Atlanta has your Migos, T.I., and whoever else? What's stopping Charleston from getting those artists?
Oh, Chris Kalen.
Are you stumped? Did I finally stump you with the question?
Slippery slope.
Ooh.
I think there's several things that factor into it. I think first, I don't think there's anyone here that actually understands like music business on like a higher level to break someone out of it. I think a lot of people here are strictly thinking of like simply in Charleston instead of thinking. There's a few who are thinking outside of here. But everybody's thinking to market themselves here, and I think none of the artists here should consider themselves local artists. That's the first thing. You gotta break that mentality. Cause we're not local. Like you're not. The internet has made regions disappear. There's no such thing as regional rap. There's no such thing as a local artist. You live here, but if your fan base isn't primarily here, then you're not local like that. And most of you should have a substantial fan base here, but elsewhere as well, because you can reach people anywhere now. So you're not local. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I think between the argument about radio, internet, live shows, and reaching the fan base here, there's nothing connecting the artists to the actual fan bases. There is no way for people to really know, like it doesn't make sense that there's like 5 different hip hop artists or hip hop scenes in Charleston who don't even connect with each other. And it's weird, and I don't know why that one I can't figure out, cause like I'll go to a Courtney the Poet party, and then I'll swing over to the Ill party, and then I'll try to see like when's the Mr. Wet Up party, and then I'll go like, but none of these things are actually like conjoined for some reason, or at least it's not those people, it's not the promoters' fault, it's just the people. I think they just they select on where they're going to be and how they're going to be there. So I think that's a big thing, that the community is way too separated for us to ever come together. Because if you go to those cities you named, a lot of those communities, although they may not dwell with each other on a consistent basis, they all know of the same artists. So like I remember when the first time I went and saw a Thug show, there was like some real gothy kids there, which is funny to me because they're not even a part of the hip hop community. So imagine going to another city when you got people who aren't a part of the hip hop community coming to see a hip hop artist, and then in our city you have a hip hop artist who is only being served by one part of the hip hop community. If that makes sense. I'm not sure I'm making sense. I hope I am. But it's just harder for artists to break out when they're only being serviced or being appreciated by one part of the entire community. That's tough, and you can't break out like that. It just can't happen. And that goes into radio has a responsibility as well, that I think, like, shout out DJ, I think Tantrum's upholding that. I think he's doing everything he can. DJ Tantrum at 99.3. I think VP is doing a lot more than what the previous people there have been doing for us, and she's trying to do more, and that's a struggle, that's a fight that she's trying to fight that fight right now. But I think once all that gets on point where it's like this person is the one or this person is the one, and we all can get behind that one person, no matter who it is. It could be me, it could be Benny, it could be VT, it could be B Kiddo, it could be a Walter Brown, it could be a Ben Starr, it could be any one of these people. It doesn't matter. But once we get behind like one person and we all put our efforts together to say, yo, we want to see this person go, and then I think that'll be it. And it could be multiple people as well. It could be several people, but I feel like we gotta just come together to even get understood about something, the basis of something right now. So that's what I think. That's my personal opinion. But it's a ton of talent. Like it's a lot of talented artists here. Like I know that whole plateau thing was a big deal, but it ain't no plateau. It's a lot as far as producers, especially producers and artists. This is the most talent I've ever seen in Charleston, and I've been here my whole life, and nobody else gonna be able to tell you, outside of, like, if anybody tell you, I'll tell you. I was here through the whole Double Crosser era, T-Mac, Pacino Dino, Marley Marl, Pharoah Gates, Fat Boy, who else? Dirty Dave, VT, Deadwood Darryl. Like, I've seen all these kids, Kiddo, even like to production, Doughboy, Primetime Digger. I mean, you got so many artists here, and that's just like, again, but that's just like one side of the hip hop community. That ain't like the Ben Stars and the, you know, Omar Bunyan. RT ain't from here, but they have a presence here, like the Omar Bunyans and it's just some like Poppy Native and Anisi Blues and Kari and World Heart of Ghost, who goes by Nori now, and who else on the other side? Walters on that other side, Scooter C's. It's so many artists here. It's so many. Devin Marshall producers. So I think there's tons of talent. I just think that we all gotta come together somehow as a fan base to support them. I don't think it's the artist's fault. I think it's a combination of the fan base not being with the artist, and then another combination of the artists also gotta do their jobs to make themselves exposed to these fan bases. So you have to go to different communities. Don't stay in your little pocket and be like, you ain't fucking with me. You only in one pocket. Like, you need to get, spread yourself out.
You heard it right here. Charleston's gonna have a breakout artist. I said it here, and I mean it. Yep. I just tell people I just want the first official interview. That's it. I don't want no money, nothing. Just give me an interview. We expect to hear from Filthy 2?
I'm gonna play you something like but
ooh.
It's I don't know, man. I'm kind of nervous because this is my first time people are hearing like my production. And I'm sure people enjoy it, but when it's my own production, I get really intricate. But I think you're gonna hear it gets personal. Like there's a part of the album that gets really, really personal, and you start to kind of get to know me more as an artist, because there's projects I put out prior were just more just to like, they were fun. And this one's fun too. There's a section that's really fun, but there's a section where it gets really personal, and it starts at the middle to end of the album, and it leads right into Candy Paint, which gets extra personal. So yeah, you expect to know me more as a person, as a human being.
Is there anything else that you would like to add? Where can the people find you, find your music, all that fun stuff?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram @_Monday Music. Facebook is facebook.com, I think it's /Monday Music, and mustbemonday.com. Filthy 2 is coming. Please subscribe to my Spotify. I need my Spotify's up. And thank you, Ms. Kaylin, for having me on this. This is an excellent platform. I love what you're doing. I see you working. I love how you're growing. So, hey, that's it.
It's a wrap, episode 10.
I just got a debit card, but keep my money in the mattress. I fucked this ugly stripper. She told me she was an actress. She said I'll be 500. I said, bitch, stop your madness. I grabbed my